constantly you are hitting him with a stick, my dear, separation is the answer. You guys are bound. In fact, that marriage is ruined. Guys, hello, how are you doing? Welcome back to my channel once again. You are welcome back. Thank you for always tuning in. Thank you for always watching my videos. Thank you for always, giving me 1 or 2 thumbs up. Thank you for always pushing me to go on. I'm really motivated, I must say. Okay, this is a continuation of the last, I don't know, maybe it's 2 or 3 episodes that I made, that I said there are things that mistakes couples make that ruins marriages. So I said I will be having a part 2 of it, so you have it. This is the part 2. So if you've not watched the first episode, please go and watch it. It's there. I've already filmed the first half of it, so this is the second half. So without wasting much of your time, let's dive in. I'm sorry if you see my face for the first time, for the very first time. You are welcome. My name is Adaeze and I'm a YouTuber based in Lagos, Nigeria. To my returning subscribers, thank you so very much. I really appreciate it. I cannot do without you guys, and you know it. All right, let's head into the video. If you're wondering where I'll be looking down, I have my points down here. Thank you. So, continuation of the previous one. Lack of honesty is one of the things that can ruin a marriage. Lack of honesty is one of it, and I think lack of honesty is self-explanatory. You know that when you're not being honest to your spouse, what's the meaning of that? Honesty alone is really, it goes a long way. So if you're not honest in your marriage, if you're not honest in your relationship, what are we saying? It's going to scatter, it's going to baje, it's going to spoil. Okay, so lack of honesty is one of it. Another one is using power and control. Using power and control in this context, it means you are using the fact that I'm sorry, but if you're the head of the family, irrespective of who, these days women now becomes the head. I don't understand what's going on. But if you're the head of the family, because you are the one that brings the lion's share when it comes to contributing in the house, because you are the one that brings the lion's share, you don't want to use that opportunity to suppress the other person. That marriage is bound to go down the drain. Or you want to be manipulative. The other party, the other person in question is not dumb. Okay? So the marriage is also likely to go down the drain. So when you use your power or control over your partner, you are just calling for separation. That's it. So another one here is not prioritizing time together. This one is linked to not spending time together. I mentioned it in the previous video, not spending time together. So when you don't spend time together, the marriage is bound to ruin, like shaking. That's because you do not prioritize your time. You do not do your scale of preference and follow things according to priority. If you do not prioritize your time, there is no way you can have that time to spend together. So you have to prioritize your time, make out time for your partner, and everything will be fine. Apart from, if you don't do this, my dear, it's bound, the marriage is bound to be ruined. All right, so another on my list is not listening. I know we have ears and we hear, okay, but not listening. Imagine when, especially to little things, little details, when your partner is worried and he or she is trying to relay how he or she feels to you as, you know, as the partner or as the significant other, and you are busy pressing your phone, and the person is like, babe, guess what happened today? And you're like, I can hear you. It doesn't matter. You have to listen. And sometimes when we need your listening ears, it means we need your full attention. Exactly, we need the full attention. So if you don't listen, it can ruin the marriage. Imagine when something is happening to someone, and the person is married, of course, and somebody says, why not tell your husband, or why not tell your wife? And the response is that one, he will not even listen to me, she will not listen to me. It already has put that person in a bad, in a bad place. So if it continues, that marriage might just crash, because the person will always want to talk to somebody that is willing to listen to him on her or her. And you know what that means. I don't need to talk too much. Okay, another on my list is not taking compliments seriously. I know I said in my other video, in the part 1 of this video, that you should learn how to show gratitude. You should learn how to show gratitude. But this time around, you're not taking compliments seriously. Imagine you finish dressing up and your man says, babe, you look stunning, you look beautiful. And you're like, I know. Ha! You should have allowed him to just, in his head, he will be like, he should have just kept quiet. Or your woman says, gosh, you look handsome. And you're like, yeah, I know, I bought the suit, so amount. Yeah, what do you expect when you wear something worth of this amount? Come on now. Okay, it's not fair, it's not okay. Sometimes, do you know, some people don't know how to really compliment people, but they muster courage to tell you these things, and you are just giving them this backlashing word. It doesn't make sense. The other person is likely to feel hot with your words, especially when you don't take the compliments that he or she gives to you, and the person will just be feeling like, I should have just kept quiet. So please, let us try to take compliment, no matter how little that compliment is. Even if it is, you just cut your hair looks nice, or you just made your hair looks this, or you just made your nails, or you just, no matter how small the person compliments you, take it seriously. It goes a long way. Okay, another on my list is infidelity and extramarital dating. How will you be having an affair and you expect, okay, that's where forgiveness comes in, yeah, but some people cannot, they don't know how to hold it, they don't know how to take such, and once you cheat on them, they are filing for divorce. Once they even suspect you of infidelity, or you're having extramarital affairs, no, they'll just file for divorce straight up. So this is like a one-way ticket. If you're in that corner, stop it. Extramarital affairs, be you a male or a female, extramarital affair is extramarital affair. Infidelity is infidelity. Stop it. It ruins marriages. So another on my list is constant arguing. Like, you cannot have a decent conversation for 5 minutes without arguing, without raising your voice, without shouting and yelling at each other. If it continues, one of them, or like one of you, will want to take a break. Like, you know what, I cannot deal with this constant yelling, I cannot deal with this constant shouting. You know what, it's enough. I need a break, I need a space. And from that break and space, you know what it means now, you start taking yards and yards and yards, and you guys are not coming back. So if you keep arguing, if you want to talk to each other, no matter the gravity of the issue or of the situation, try as much as possible to have a healthy conversation. Because these things like, hey babe, what's up, I saw, why will you go through my, no, try and have healthy conversations. Because if you keep arguing, constant argument ruins a marriage. You might think that, okay, these are moments where we have misunderstanding, there are moments where we have misunderstanding. That is that is quite understood. But when it is constant, no, it's not healthy, and it's likely to ruin the marriage. So another one is physical and emotional abuse. Physical and emotional abuse. You see, this is where violence comes in. This is where violence comes in. You're violating this person physically, emotionally, mentally. It's not until you raise your hands and beat somebody before domestic violence comes. No. Domestic violence is broad, like I said in my previous video. Domestic violence is very, very broad, because how can a man and a woman that say that they are husband and wife, they live in the same house, of course, and they are not talking to themselves? How do you breathe? You're not talking to your spouse and you are breathing. How is that? No, it ruins marriages. It ruins, okay? You're not talking to him, or you're not talking to her. You are giving her one word answer, or you're giving him one word answer, and you expect things to go well. He doesn't eat your food. That's violence. That is domestic violence of the highest order. She serves you, you do not eat her food. Constantly, you are not eating her food, and she constantly makes food for you. You are not eating her food. Constantly, you are not talking to him. Like, if he says hi darling, you are just scanning your face like somebody that saw something. Constantly, you guys are world apart. Like, you are just giving the silence. Constantly, you are beating her. Constantly, you are hitting him with a stick. My dear, separation is the answer. You guys are bound. In fact, that marriage is ruined. So please, stop the domestic violence, emotionally, physically, mentally. Stop the domestic violence. It really kills, okay? It kills. Another on my list is using the wrong love language. Using the wrong love language. You see, we all have our love languages. I have my love language. You have your love language. Your husband or your wife has his or her own love language, okay? Now, if you use the wrong love language for your significant other, it might ruin the marriage. You people ask me how. After all, you are doing one of the love languages. No, you have to use that person's love language for the person. You cannot use your own love language for your significant other. It will not work that way. It will definitely not work. Imagine your love language is imagine your love language is act of kindness. Act of kindness is your love language, or act of service is your love language, and your spouse's love language is words of affirmation, and you are busy doing act of kindness or act of service for your partner. Every time maybe when she comes back, you want to help her in the kitchen. It's okay, it's very okay, it's nice. But what happens when she dresses up? What happens when she kits herself, when she makes up? What happens when she gets a new dress? What happens when she feels insecure? Do you reassure her? Do you reassure him? Do you affirm your love for your significant other? Because that is his or her own love language. You are busy doing your own for the person. You think it will work. All the person needs to hear is, babe, you look good. Babe, you look, just reaffirm your love for the person. Reaffirm your love. That's all the person needs. And you're busy giving her gifts or buying him gifts, dashing him money, or crediting her account. That's not what she needs, or that's not what he needs. So first thing first, you have to identify your spouse's love language and use it for them. It's like a formula. You cannot, it's like mathematics in short.